शौर्यमथेन्दुरुच्च पदवी सन्मङ्गलं मङ्गलः सद्बुद्धिं च बुधो गुरुश्च गुरुतां शुक्रः सुखं शं शनिः।
January 5th, 1974. 30 years ago, Bidada, a village in Kutch, witnessed the beginning of a yagna. An expression of wonder and astonishment was seen on each and every face. This was a different yagna than the one they had seen till now. The question before them was, what is this eye dental yagna? In this eye dental camp, which lasted for 6 days and organized in a small border town of the famine-affected Kutch district, 600 patients were treated successfully, with 515 undergoing operations. The central figures who inspired the camp movement, which took off from the venue of Bidada's shelter for cows, were renowned lifelong social workers Dr. Shivanand Advaryu and Sri Kalyanji Mauji Patel, along with their friends and well-wishers who made it all possible. The path of good deeds can never be destroyed. God Almighty inspires good people to walk along this way. Mr. Lakshmi Chand, also known as Bachu Bhai Rambia, Mr. Leeladhar Gada, popularly known as Adha, and many other dedicated social workers joined this medical aid movement that was promoted by the Shree Bidada Sarvodaya Trust. Soon the people of Kutch saw a ray of hope. Villagers who used to be careless towards their well-being started becoming aware about the need for proper health care. Children who just grew up with faith in God started getting appropriate medical attention. Beginning on International Children's Day in 1979, 12,000 children were given the anti-polio vaccination each month during that year. During the malaria menace, 35,000 patients were saved by establishing medical aid centers in different district headquarters. Every year, the number of diseases popping up due to famine, lack of nourishment and high tedious water were on the increase. The eyes of sick infants and distressed women projected only one request: please save us. As a response to this dire situation, Sri Bidada Sarvodaya Trust started a hospital in 1984, starting an ophthalmology department among others. The campus was named after Mr. Kalyanji Mauji Patel, who was a source of inspiration, and regular medical checkup camps were started at district headquarters. Soon, concerned citizens volunteered to take the responsibility, and by 1989, the village of Bidada boasted of a well-equipped hospital. For the last 30 years, the selfless medical help to the poor, carried out without any discrimination of caste or creed by the specialist doctors, nurses, volunteers and donors, echoed beyond the borders of Kutch. Today, Bidada is recognized as one of the best medical services center in India, and it has established itself as one of the foremost rural medical centers in the world. Over 2.3 million patients have been treated for a wide range of pathologies: heart disorders, intestinal and respiratory diseases, cancers, neurological disorders, and eye and dental problems. So far, more than 57,000 operations have been conducted, and almost 5,000 patients have been sent to Mumbai for advanced treatment. Patients who arrive with empty pockets, empty stomachs, and intense pain leave the institution blessing it from the bottom of their hearts after being treated with humanity and a substantial diet in this hygienic atmosphere. Mr. Bachu Bhai Rambia's experience, vision and dedication have contributed enormously to the success of the Shree Bidada Sarvodaya Trust. And not only that, Ada's warmth is experienced by all patients, doctors and workers constantly. However, even with relentless dedication, integrity and social commitment, what can you do if there is no money? In this endeavor, from laying the groundwork for the foundation till today's state-of-the-art medical services, the flow of donations from known and unknown sources has never stopped. Mr. Vijay Chedda, a non-resident Indian who joined this hospital as a medical social worker, is now an active trustee. He motivated his NRI friends and doctors to be a part of the yearly medical camps by offering their valuable services. Also, the younger generation's inclination towards service to humanity is worth appreciation. Let us now have a bird's eye view on the 30 years of medical activity initiated by the Shree Bidada Sarvodaya Trust. Eye ailments are one of the most common medical problems in Kutch. Patients who are blind at night and who have macular degeneration have been found in every village in Kutch. Bidada Hospital has treated over 462,000 patients suffering from eye disorders. Almost 435,000 patients with dental problems like extraction of bad teeth, fillings and getting new dentures have taken benefit of the hospital. Over 625,000 patients visited the hospital for a general checkup with regard to illnesses related to symptoms such as fevers, coughs, colds, diarrhea and vomiting. Along with the scarcity of rainwater, the use of ground or well water has increased in Kutch. This water is low in purity, and today high TDS water is used for drinking. The ultimate result is the near invisible entry of diseases affecting kidney, liver, intestine, lungs, bones and GI tract. Our hearts cry out seeing the number of patients who have reached an incurable stage. According to the joint survey report of the World Health Organization and Bidada Sarvodaya Trust, children are the ones affected most by such diseases. In addition, Kutch has an abnormally high rate of polio and rheumatic heart disorder cases among children. 16,058 patients were given due treatment in Bidada. Apart from that, Bidada Hospital has treated 20,454 cases of prosthesis and orthosis, 25,983 polio and bone-related cases, 21,373 OB or gynecological problems and given pap smears, 35,732 malaria cases, 3,982 cases of kidney and urinary tract infection, 2,200 asthma and allergy victims, 4,078 gastro cases, 4,514 brain and epilepsy cases, 8,113 dermatology cases, 2,893 pediatrics cases, 1,437 burn victims with plastic surgery, 27,432 ENT related cases, 1,189 endocrinology cases, 1,214 cancer cases, 2,181 tuberculosis cases, 6,171 patients with general surgery, 2,333 psychiatric patients. And for correct diagnosis, pathology tests, X-rays, IVP, EEG, ECG, 2D echo, sonography and biopsy were carried out with the most up-to-date equipment. The hospital has provided free meals to all patients and their 459,000 caretakers. Bidada Sarvodaya Trust has already started its homeopathy department. and Nature Cure Center, in which 3,281 homeopathy and 566 nature cure patients have been treated so far. And what about the Jain sadhu sadhuis who fall sick? The trust has made special arrangements for their accommodation, food and treatment. Are you alarmed? Are you stirred from within? Just imagine the condition of those poor, uneducated patients who earn their livelihood laboring under the scorching heat of the Kutch sun. What is the mental stress on their nearest and dearest? This cannot be measured. Warm-hearted trustees of the Bidada Sarvodaya Trust started to feel that their contemporaries in Mumbai faced the same problems. This prompted an idea. If the organization had a link-up center in Mumbai, then besides the needy Mumbai patients getting due treatment, certain emergency cases from Kutch could be brought to Mumbai. This impediment was brought to the attention of two modest brothers, Mr. Manilal and Mr. Visanji Maru, with the hope to secure a substantial donation. What happened was miraculous. The Maru brothers in due course handed over the keys of a new building situated in the Parel area of Mumbai to Bachubhai Rambia. And since then, the Ratanben Palan Maru Hospital in Mumbai has had a very bright history of providing medical services. At present, 30 departments are actively working for the diagnosis and treatment of different diseases. Important procedures such as bronchoscopy, laryngoscopy, colonoscopy and gastroscopy are being performed with the most modern equipment, along with several medical procedures related to the eyes, ear, nose, throat and dentures. In keeping with the saying, prevention is better than cure, importance is given to complete body checkups, health plans, medical counseling and group medical camps. Coordination with many Mumbai hospitals, specialists, doctors and surgeons is a bonus and has benefited the patients of both Kutch and Mumbai. Moreover, the expertise of American doctors is remarkable and has provided several advantages for the Bidada Trust. Recently, the Trust has widened its activity. During the recent spate of natural calamities, the Shree Bidada Sarvodaya Trust has been a leading foundation for relief aid. After the 1998 and 1999 cyclones, Kutch experienced a devastating earthquake in 2001, which brought total destruction. General medical services broke down completely. Only 3 hospitals remained intact, with Bidada Hospital being one of them. An upsurge of patients was experienced here. Immediately, Bidada trustees started a crusade against this calamity. From the day after the earthquake, doctors, volunteers, medicines and other relief aid material started pouring in. For 110 days, hospital workers toiled round the clock, transforming the hospital into a relief camp. About 200,000 wounded and homeless people were treated and fed. In time, the health center became a shelter for those whose homes were obliterated, as well as a place of pilgrimage for the donors, doctors and volunteers from around the world. The Trust, with the help of different funding agencies, also constructed 346 semi-permanent homes in 4 villages, 392 permanent houses in 26 villages, classrooms for 14 schools and retrofitting in 15 villages. But what about those who had lost their families and had become permanently handicapped and destitute? The Trust took concrete steps by starting a full-fledged physiotherapy department and an occupational therapy ward to fit in artificial limbs. With these artificial limbs, the disabled can move around and work independently. The total number of earthquake-affected, physically handicapped patients who were treated successfully in Bidada Hospital's paraplegic camp is an all-time record. Thousands of the dispossessed and disabled dreamed of a permanent rehab center in Kutch. the Trust took the initiative to fulfill this vital task. Voluntary donations from around the world started to pour in. Bidada's Rehabilitation Center began to take shape. And on January 4th, 2005, a state-of-the-art establishment, the Jaya Rehabilitation Institute and Research Center, was inaugurated. This is a barrier-free, earthquake-resistant rehab center with international standard facilities and infrastructure. It features well-equipped departments such as occupational therapy, physiotherapy, prosthetics, orthotics, speech and hearing, vocational counseling, which form part of this 16,000 square foot institute. The Limca Book of Records has taken special note of this barrier-free rehab center. Invalids, doctors and students, not only from Kutch and Gujarat but from all over India, will take advantage of this unique village-based rehab center. Progression towards a holistic medical center for the humanity does not stop here. Looking ahead, the Nature Cure Center is being constructed in a 5-acre plot just adjacent to the newly opened rehab center. Surrounded by a lush garden, the Nature Cure Center will boast of various facilities such as a yoga and meditation hall, a gazebo, a multi-therapy hall, acupressure and hydrotherapy, a sun, sauna, spinal and heat bath, a jogging track, swimming pool, library and residential quarters for patients, doctors and staff members. From its humble beginnings as a simple eye camp, Shree Bidada Sarvodaya Trust has developed into a huge banyan tree of medical activities. This has been accomplished only because of the sincere services of the donors, doctors, volunteers and well-wishers. These 4 pillars have strengthened their society during these 30 years of social medical services to their fellow brothers and sisters. It has been said in ancient scriptures that one who serves the elderly, the poor, the unhappy, the weak or the sick is performing a Mahayagna, a Mahapuja. Hence, let us carry on the duty of serving humanity bestowed upon us by God Almighty. Sarve Sukhina Santu, Sarve Santu Niramaya. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.